These 4 baby chipmunks came in just a little while ago. They're very, very dehydrated. Their mama must have died because they wandered up out of their nest, and I think there's 4 of these guys, but there was they found some dead ones first, and then they heard the little chipping, and then they found these 4 yesterday, and they were trying to bottle raise them, but discovering how difficult it is. I've gotten 3 small feedings of a half a cc or half a milliliter into each one of them 3 times now in the last 2 hours. So we're just feeding them slow, and got electrolytes added into the formula, and hopefully they'll start doing better soon. They're about 2 weeks old. Their eyes are opened, but they're really in rough shape and dehydrated, and have to treat them for fleas too. More later. Here's the little guys. They started chirping a little bit. They're getting hungry. I'm warming up formula to feed them their dinner, or they eat about every 3 hours right now. Hi babies, turn on the scale. Formula should be warm enough. Okay. Making sure they're stable and not losing weight. So here's the first one. Yes, much better. First time they came in, they were so weak they hardly could struggle or move or anything. They didn't want to nurse well either. So a couple of them are just starting to be interested in this formula. They wanted nothing to do with it in the beginning. So I know I can't have it come too fast. You'll choke and it'll come out your nose. This is the little boy. He actually was really enjoying it earlier this evening. He finally started taking it good, and 2 of the little girls are taking it better, not wonderful. And then of course the 4th little girl, who chitters the most, she's getting stronger and healthier, and still doesn't want the formula. Fights me every little bit of it. I'm getting them strong again though. I've just introduced a water bottle to their little cage, and been giving them some nuts and seeds and things. Don't know if they're eating those yet. Is that good? So the first 24 hours we had them, their formula was way watered down. It had some electrolytes. We were trying to rehydrate them. They were so dehydrated. And they're feeling pretty good now. They're hydrated. Got a lot more energy. We feed them every 3 hours, day and night. This is a little 3 cc syringe, and 3 cc's seems to be just about enough for these 4 babies. I split between them for each feeding. Occasionally I get a little more in them, but not very often. Is that good? Okay, are you done? You're just going to hang on to it now? Okay, I'm going to mix up some new formula. 1 ice cube, the yellow colored one, orange colored one is frozen goat's milk, and it's concentrated, so it's double strength. So then just a regular ice cube, I put that in the microwave. Okay, here I'm going to just use 1 teaspoon, because you do 1 part the formula. This is the Black puppy formula, and you use 2 parts warm water. And the goat's milk and ice cube, I only put in the microwave for 30 seconds, just enough to melt it. I don't want to heat it, because you can damage formulas and things that way. So we will just mix this up. There are other better formulas out there on the market, but this is something that's handy in a pinch. The goat's milk is better, but the little chipmunks and squirrels and bunnies need more fat than protein. Okay, now after 30 seconds I stirred the goat's milk and the water, the ice cube. That way it's diluted to the proper ratio since it was condensed. So there's actually 3 tablespoons of the goat's milk that's reconstituted. 1 tablespoon, once it's all mixed, of the black milk replacer. And the last ingredient I'm adding, if I can find let me get my tablespoon. And this is a really yummy yogurt I discovered. It's made with whole milk, so it's got more fat. It's not the non-fat yogurt. I put about a tablespoon of that in, so that's 3 parts goat milk, 1 part black, and 1 part yogurt. And we stir all of that up, and that'll be our formula for the next 24 hours. We seem to be doing well on it. Hello, this is Melissa. She's one of our volunteers with the Wildlife Foundation, and she's helping to feed little chipmunks their afternoon feeding. She's been helping me with paperwork today, but it's feeding time. Now that they're eating good, it's easier for me to let a volunteer help. The first 2 days was quite the trial to feed them. Have to feed them really slow so that they don't aspirate it. So once they start taking it and they want it, they're much cuter than when you have to force feed little dying babies.
One of my most prized possessions.
I'm videoing.
One of my most prized possessions. When I was a young child, no father, mother didn't graduate from high school, was in the schools, lived in the projects and public housing. We really watched right as we were on projects and all that kind of stuff. And when we were destitute and poor, we had a
Cody has to come and help.
called the Charlie McCarthy Show. It was a children's program. We had ventriloquist mannequin was basically did the cartoon show. And so I always wanted to be a ventriloquist. Okay, and so when I was a little tiny kid, my grandmother found this at a rummage sale. What rummage sales were, rummage sales anymore, was where everybody would bring all of their junk, and they would close down the street, and they just had their table with their junk, and you walk along. It's like a yard sale. It's really big thing. And so she found this at a rummage sale. This is the original Charlie, and he's literally from around 1930. So this is an original old Charlie.
See how slow it goes feeding them. That syringe is only, what, half empty? It just goes really, really slow.
Yeah, but he's eating a lot.
It is. I'm surprised he hasn't stopped yet.
I know.
I've been together ever since then. And,
Slowing down.
And basically, for many, many decades, Charlie would stay in the cedar trunk downstairs. But every Christmas we'd bring Charlie out and spend Christmas with us.
Well then,
Yeah, I think that's
one
enough.
more. So right away.
Put him in the box with his buddy. Maybe.
Don't go that way. There you
There
go.
we go. Okay, so people have frequently asked what kind of electrolytes, what solution do we use? This has been really handy. Save a chick. Good for baby or adult birds. And the ingredients on the back. This little package of electrolyte vitamin mix. It mixes a whole gallon of water. This is what we do after we open it. We freeze it up into ice cube trays. Put it into the baggies with the date on it. And produces a lot more than you need unless you want to go give it to some other birds. And then we have it handy, so we just put an ice cube or two in the microwave to thaw them out when it's when something comes in. So that's how we have this as part of the basis for part of the tube feeding formulas. This is just the electrolyte part of it. And it's the same formula mix, but I have two different little cups of freshly mixed formula for the chipmunks and for the rabbit to keep them separate, and separate syringes and nipples. These little chipmunks came in really dehydrated and they kept getting stuff up their nose, and so they've got little sniffles and coughs, and whether it's aspiration that they're struggling with or something else, it's just better to be safe. These guys, when I was first started, we spent the first 24 hours rehydrating them, and they're hydrated, and they're feeding pretty good now, but they're still struggling with getting stuff up their nose and sneezing. I'm not going too slow. If I go any faster, you'll snort it. You have to go slow. If you go too slow, they get frustrated or lose interest. But if you go too fast, they get it up their nose, or even worse, and get it in their lungs. Very uncomfortable for them either way. And these guys are putting down between 1 cc to 1.5 cc's per feeding. And they're still weighing at like 0.7 to 0.8 of an ounce, which is about 21 grams. So they're maintaining their weight, but they're not gaining, and giving them as much as they want to eat in each feeding. Some babies will get so greedy you don't want to give them as much as they want to eat, because then they will get diarrhea or bloat. That's why you weigh the babies and measure the formula they get. Good, he's had a little more than 1.5 cc's or milliliters. But he's just about finished, he's slowing down. Then I'll put him in a separate container so I can keep track of who I fed and who I haven't, until they're all fed. You done? Yeah? A little full? These are little guys I've fed already. The one that hasn't been fed is chirping, chattering, saying you forgot me. Just warming up his formula. Let's get the scale on and weigh him. Okay, guys. Yes, wrestling match. Let me feed your fourth sibling. Let's try a different angle here. You can see the other ones that already ate while I feed this last one. Maybe. Going too fast for you? Chipmunk thinks it's not fast enough, but if you go faster, it'll get right up his nose or down his lungs. This is a little cage just next that you're seeing here with them in isn't the one they're staying in all the time. It's just their temporary cage. I put them in after I feed them to keep track of who's eating. Then I can clean their bigger cage out and put them back. Hey guys. Yes, hey guys. You think you need more? Huh? You can see obviously they need a lot more room or they will be fighting. That about enough for you? Okay, I'll join your buddies. I'll go get your cage cleaned. Okay, here they are exploring their clean cage. I left out the shavings today. I really like a little wooden pelleted litter. Changed their washcloth that they had to hide under before for a little old hat, which they love because they can tuck into the folds and hide. Gives them a nice little nest. It's a mirror behind the cage, so you can kind of see them from both angles. We have a little water bottle. I have a little dish underneath it in case it drips so it doesn't get the whole cage soggy. And a little bit of a variety of seeds and nuts and grains, and a little bit of dog kibble, and even some dried insects. They really aren't nibbling yet, but hopefully they'll start soon. And then we put a lid over the top and fasten it down really tight so that they don't escape in the house. Or you'll have rodents in the house and you might not ever catch them. I like these kinds of lids because they slide and lock tight. Well, good night, little guys. Have a good nap till your next feeding. I guess it's just a morning nap. You can see they eat much better when it's quiet.